And my name is Hila, and welcome to Hila's English Country again. An English victory today is Magic Trios Dingoes at Dinnertime story with Tigers at Twilight story, okay? And now this 2 book and 2 stories will start up by chapter 9 and the inner reading of chapter 10. And there is some another story at this book. We're not the inner reading in chapter 10. Because there's some more stories, but I will read this more stories at my school, and that means you will see a new book, a new story, and you'll be very excited. And now I read for these 2 book and 2 story and some lots of characters. And now here we go. And first you can read Tigers at Twilight. Chapter 9: The Hermit. Cat and Kill smoothed the man's hair with their little paws and patted Trix gently. The man smiled and whispered to a language, and his eyes stayed closed. And Teddy walked to a man and clicked his hands. And the man still didn't open his eyes, but he stroked Teddy's fur. Knock, knock, Annie said softly. Is someone there? Said man. He turned his face to Jack and Annie. Now his eyes were open, but he didn't seem to be then. And Jack realized the man is blind. Hi, I'm Annie, said. Oh, I think the man is very Indian. And the blind man smiled. Good, he said, nodding. Would you like to visit with me? Sure, said Annie. And Jack and Annie sat down to the man. Do you live in a forest? Annie said. Yes, he said. Are you a hermit? Jack said. Yes, the blind man said. What's the hermit? Said Annie. The hermit life are far away from other people, said blind man. We like to be alone to think. I live in a forest so I can learn from nature. How do you learn? Said Jack. I listen to a blind man. And listen to what? Said Jack. The chatter of the monkeys, the rumble of the elephant, and roar of the tiger, said the man. I've listened for so long, and their beam began to sound like a voice, and a great voice in the forest. Did you boys tell the tiger in a cub trap last night? Said Annie. Yes, the hermit said. And did you tell you that after we saved him, we tried to act it us? Said Jack, and the blind man smiled. And please bring me one of the white flowers floating on a steam, he said. And Jack wondered a hermit was changing the subject. And jumped off in a hurry to a steam. She pulled out one of the large flowers that came on, and a muddy root at all. She took it onto a blind man. Thank you, he said. The man touched the flowers and the large white petals and a dirty root. It's perfect, Lilith's blossom too. Grows from a dark, thick mud, he said. It's a beauty cannot live without in glass. Do you understand? Yes, said Jack and Annie. And then you can save and you save all of him, said the blond man. You save his graceful beauty and his friend's disturbing nature. You cannot have without another. All right, said Jack, and they have a lotus up. A thank you gift from all of the forest for saving our friend's friend, said a blind man. Our world does not be complete without him. And Annie looked gift for a hermit and a gift from forest far away, she said. Earth, Teddy wiggled his tail in the longest clap. We can go home now, said Jack. If we can just find a way. Don't worry, said blind man. Your houses and tree houses close by. The elephants walk in a large circle, so you're back places where you started. Really? Said Jack, and the blind man pointed to the sky. It was a magic treehouse high in a nearby tree. Oh, great, barked Jack. I told you not to worry, said Annie. She and Jack pulled their socks and shoes and stood up. And before they left, Annie touched his hands up the blind man. Thanks for everything, she said, and the man held their hands for a moment. And then he took Jack's hand, and he felt away from his clown and rushed up. Thank you, he said to a blind man. Kind, he chatted and held in 2 arms. And Jack and Annie hugged in 2 longest. We'll miss you, said Annie. You'll great our tour guide, said Jack. Goodbye. And when Jack and Annie took off a magic dress, Teddy and Skipping after them, and the rope and the ladder, Jack pulled, and Teddy took a pack and climbed it up, and Annie carried a loose of blossom. It followed them. And inside the treehouse, Jack picked it up in a Pennsylvania book. But before they make away, she looked out, and when Annie would have instead, they saw Saba and another elephant bathing in a steam. They saw Cat and Co wiggling on the bonds, and they saw a tiger simpling in the grasses licking a sore leg. And they saw Tiny grazing. They saw a bright bird in the trees, and they saw a blond man sitting on the front of your cave, and it's smiling. And Jack opened the box and pointed to a picture of Frog-Ray Boots. I wish I could go home, he said. And the chair started to spin and spin faster and faster, and the wind started to blow. It blew harder and harder, and everything was still. Absolutely still. Oh, I think Jack and I are going home now because they have some tiger's presents. And now, bye-bye for these book and these stories right now. And tomorrow we'll see some new book and new story, okay? And now, let's start a magic treehouse. Dingoes at dinner time. What boy? Welcome back, came a soft, lovely voice, and Jack opened his eyes. It's Morgan. They hadn't seen Morgan for a long time. Morgan, cried Annie, and they threw his arms around his chest. And Jack jumped, hugging Morgan too. It's good to see you both, said Morgan. And it's good to see you too, Morgan said, smiling a little dog. Look, said Annie. And she reached into a Jack's pack and pulled a piece of a painting bark. It's a gift from a kangaroo. We have all 4 gifts now, said Jack. Good work, said Morgan. She picked up and first gift, and it was a pocket with a Titanic. Once upon a time, there was a boy who wasted time, Morgan said. It was a water tortoise that are very curious, and it must be used for raspberry. And Morgan picked it up the second gift with an angel feather from the lovely Indians. Sometimes the boy is afraid of the stand for himself, he said, and an angel feather teaches and a small creatures can be the bravest. And a Morgan picked up and a flower from a forest in India. Sometimes the boy didn't respect the nature. She said, a flower reaches from an orchard, hoards many wonders. And Morgan picked up a piece of bark, painting in the rainbow serpent. Sometimes the boy didn't want to study at times and places. And the man is teaching from mystery, magic, wisdom, Titanic, something accent peoples. What boy, said Jack. Who are you talking about, said Annie. Morgan didn't answer right away. She places her hands on Jack and Annie's shoulders. Thank you, she said, helping for us. Boy learned the lessons. Thank you for breaking the spell. What boy? Jack asked again. Jack and Annie looked over Teddy. Something magical happened. A floor of time and a spin of whirlwind. Teddy changed into a no longer duck. He was a boy. Oh wow, Teddy changed into some boy. Wow. And now chapter 10 Dreamtime will be bye-bye for now too. Okay, and now these 2 book and 2 stories will be in a reading. And tomorrow we read some new book and new stories, okay? And now, did you have fun? Heroes English Country will come back with some better books. And these 2 books will be bye-bye for now with some dingoes and tigers. And it's so fun book, so when you read it, you'll be very good at English too. And now, thank you for coming to my Lost English Country again, and please subscribe my YouTube. And now, bye for now, and have a nice day. Bye!